Okay, so first attack from high guard is the armbar. Let's take a look at that. So from close guard, she is controlling the inside space. I'm going to swim inside with my right hand, push it up, find the collar, and make that connection with the elbow in his chest so he can't re-pummel. Again, I could be swimming inside with this hand. Really depends on what he's doing. Sometimes his elbow could be at my hip. I'm going to lift my hip and start pushing his elbow to the inside. So once, again, we've done the setup to high guard. Once I get this 45 inside, once I get his elbow out of line with his shoulder, I can start climbing with my legs to get into high guard. Okay, once I'm in the high guard position now, I need angle. So my free left hand is going to push on the side of Shay's head. I have good control of his posture at the minute with my right hand in the collar. But now I need to replace my right hand with my right foot. The problem is, if I keep my right leg over Shay's back, when I uncross to lift my leg over, it's really my right hand that's keeping Shay from posturing. And I want the use of my legs. So from our position, my right foot comes over. I'm nearly trying to club him in the back of the head with my right foot. Once my right foot's there, as I lift my leg over, my right hand is coming to the wrist, reinforced with my left. And now from there I can just lift my hip. If I keep my butt on the mat, Shay can plant his foot on the mat and start to stack me. Okay, just putting a lot of pressure on my back. So if that's the case and he starts to stack me, I'm lifting my hips and stretching my body away. And then when I have the wrist, I have the armbar. Another thing I'm doing is my heels are curling down, they're not crossed. Especially from open guard bottom, I don't want to be crossing my feet because I kind of want my foot over his head. My second one comes over the top of the head, not over the shoulders. I want more the back of my calf on the back of his head. Heels down, toes up, pinch my knees and lift my hips. Just get an angle there, bro. So, swim inside. I can punch this through to find that cross collar grip, and then my elbow comes inside. If Shay's making that grip, I can now lift my hips, push this elbow to the inside and start to climb into high guard, and I've got the back of my knee over his shoulder covering my cross collar grip. Now I need angle, so my hand can start pushing. I keep the grip in the collar until I open my legs and my right foot's clubbing down on his head. Notice the way Shay's right elbow, okay, has not passed my hip. It's not. Try to pull your right arm out there, bro. And now my left leg comes over. Now I let go of the collar and get two hands on the wrist, and now I can just lift my hip. The problem, traditionally how the armbar is taught, is it takes too long. By the time I get this arm across his body and I start pushing on his head, if I'm in low guard, by the time I bring this leg up and my left leg has to travel all the way from the hip over his head, as I go to do that, Shay's pulling his arm out and I've lost it. That's why the top lock is such a better position. I want my leg on his shoulder. So in other words, it only has to travel from his shoulder over his head. It's a small movement rather than being down at his hip and having to do a massive big movement to come up to here. So one more time, he's controlling that. I swim inside, get the cross collar grip, elbow, and then work on getting into the top lock position at 45 inside. First thing I need is angle. So I'm looking into this left ear as my right foot comes across. As I get my left leg over his head, now I'm switching back to the wrist, lifting my hips. If he starts to try and stack me, let your right foot really go. I can just, as long as my hips are elevated, I can keep this position. And of course I'm coming back to the wrist again. I'm going to give it again. Notice the way his elbow is in front of my hip. Anytime I'm loose posture, he's out. Back through there again there, bro. So I'm constantly lifting my hips and my hips are engaged. Pull your arm out now, bro. And then we're in. So, that's our arm bar from high guard.